Hello. Today's topic is about the typical problems of self-help YouTube, both from the perspective of the beginner and from the perspective of the content creators themselves. But let's begin with the typical beginner problems. What do they face when they just start out? First, most beginners have no idea what they actually want. What they want changes all the time from month to month. When they look back, they probably have no idea what they wanted a month ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, or even half a year ago. They cannot even remember, because it changes so fast. Therefore, it is important to prepare for such flip-flopping in opinion. And then, beginners do not know what is most important and do not know what is trivial. They cannot tell the two apart because they have no real frame of reference, because their base of knowledge, their knowledge foundation, is not yet established. And beginners also do not know in what order they should pursue things. Further, they are very susceptible to do what is either easy or what they like to do anyway, but that is not actually what is most profitable or gives the best results in most cases. And beginners are easily influenced by people that seem trustworthy in good and bad ways. So they are just easily influenced. The result depends on the person they put their trust in. If the person is good, then good for the beginners. If the person is not so good and maybe even in it for the money or something like that, then that's not so good. And beginners typically do not know the value of just starting to do things and read and watch and procrastinate way too long before they actually start doing things. And that is a major hindrance to actually improving, as the doing improves you, not the reading up on things. And watching YouTube videos and reading books all day gives you the illusion of achieving something, while in reality it just hinders you. Okay, so how does self-help YouTube makes it harder for you? What is the problem with the content creators or the platform of YouTube in general? First, there is not too little information out there. There is every possible information pretty much out there. People can and will cherry pick what they like and not what is good or best for them. People measure importance by the occurrence frequency and not by the actual importance. They just look what is most popular, what is most often repeated, and that is what is important to them. But self-help content is often some kind of false friend, let's say. It wants to keep you hooked. YouTube success is determined by watch time. So YouTube and the content creators in many cases want to keep you consuming instead of improving. They want to optimize for watch time and not for the improvements of the people that want to improve, more or less. And self-help content achieves this by either being more entertainment than anything useful, or by telling you that you are never good enough and have to keep on pushing all the time. Self-help YouTube tells you further what you want to hear and not what is good, since that brings the clicks. And self-help YouTube is constantly under pressure to create something new and exciting for self-improvement and happiness. In reality, those are pretty much age-old problems that haven't changed for the last millennia pretty much, and the chances that some 20 to 30-year-old self-help YouTuber finds something new are pretty much zero. So they constantly try to come up with something new and exciting and the novelty that will revolutionize self-improvement, but in reality those things do not exist. You can just do the time-tested methods that exist for thousands of years and be successful in doing them. Those new inventions and discoveries are more harm than they are good. And therefore, many self-help YouTubers often choose to exaggerate or even outright lie, which is not so nice. So what is it that beginners actually need? What is it beneficial and useful for beginners? And not just true. There's always a difference between true and beneficial or useful. First, they should know their priorities. What are the most important things for the person's goals? The importance is always measured in relation to a goal of that person. And then they should know the ordering. In what order should people do things when they start out? What brings the best result? What has the most carryover? Then they should know trustworthiness of the creators they follow. Where can they find good, true and useful information that does not mislead them? In the beginning, you have to put trust in your content creators because you have no way to tell right from wrong. And then another thing that would be very beneficial is knowing likely goals. What will you most likely want to achieve in the future? How do you find good goals that will be something that most people of your age group or gender or whatever have in the future? And when you know those, you can prepare for them in advance or choose habits that prepare you for multiple things at once. And further, you should know the impermanence of your own goals. What habits should you cultivate to maximize the chance of carryover into future goals? AKA, you should always choose to do habits that prepare you for multiple things and not just one thing. If you are very specific, chances are that all the work you put in was for nothing. And the multiple things at once examples is something I want to present now. On average, your top goal changes every 6 months, let's say. Just look back and find out what was the most important thing and if you still hold on to it. Let's take lifting or beginner lifting programs as an example. The program Starting Strength, for example, prepares you in a decent way for all strength sports out there, not just one. It is a very versatile program. If you start by just doing machine work, for example, for bodybuilding purposes, but have no idea if you might want to be a powerlifter, then that work is pretty useless for you. But doing the compound lifts prepares you for everything. For powerlifting, for bodybuilding, for pretty much every strength sport out there. And when starting strength is over, you can re-evaluate and are decently well prepared for everything that is out there when it comes to strength sport. And unless you are 100% certain what you want, prepare for multiple things at once. Only an incredibly tiny proportion of people actually never changes what they want. Okay, but let's now come to a summary. What have we learned today? Well, first of all, you should double check if a self-help channel wants to help or if the channel wants to maximize your watch time. Try to look out if they want to sell you stuff all the time or if they want to actually help you. Then you should check for your own biases. Do you want to feel good while doing nothing much, or do you actually want to improve? Be very honest with you, because honesty is the first step in self-improvement. If you try to actively deceive yourself, you are stuck pretty much. And then, third, you should prepare for an uncertain future by using carryover and acknowledge your own indecisiveness. Follow habits like meditation that have a positive effect on everything in your life and benefits everything. In that case, your goals can change and you are still well prepared. And let's be honest, most of us have no idea what we want and where life will carry us. The future is always uncertain, and the only logical thing to do is preparing a bit for everything, and carryover habits achieve just that best. This way you get closer to a lot of good things at once and actually start doing things, which is absolutely key. Otherwise, you just hop from goal to goal and never start, and this is a major hindrance to self-improvement. Okay, and that's pretty much it for today. I hope you learned something, and if you enjoyed the video, feel free to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And if you feel like I missed something important or misrepresented something, please let me know in the comment section below. And until then, I wish you a pleasant day and goodbye.